part of a smoke-filled study where the only prescription is more red meat, it's time for The Drinking Man's Diet, with your host, the man who once grilled a ribeye on the manifold of a Ford pickup truck, Chip Brannigan.
Well, welcome back, fellas, my red-blooded apostles of aggression-based wellness. I'm Chip Brannigan, author of the never-published Whiskey and Wellness and former chair of the International Meat Pyramid Council before it was disbanded by so-called science. Tonight's episode is titled Rest is Rust, Why Sleep is Just Horizontal Surrender. Some people say a man needs 8 hours of sleep. Those people are usually soft in the belly and polite at dinner parties. Real men, we get by on 4 hours, 2 cigars, and the occasional blackout nap in the cab of a pickup during a thunderstorm. Sleep is fine if you're a toddler or a fainting goat, but I say your dreams should be haunted by steak and adrenaline. If you want to feel rested, slam a cold shower, punch a wall, and scream into the void like a man trying to start his own heart. If it doesn't wake you up, you weren't alive to begin with. Tonight's episode is sponsored by Thunder Blanket, the only weighted blanket filled with sand, ball bearings, and grit. Thunder Blanket. Sleep like you've been crushed by your ancestors. And by Doc's old-time tincture and gun oil, the only cure-all that can clean a wound and a revolver. Now with 14% more snake oil and 100% less FDA approval. Now let's go ahead and dive into the drinking man's mailbag, a sack of sweaty paper and questionable penmanship. Here's one from Doyle in Reno. Dear Chip, what's your stance on melatonin? Well, Doyle, I once tried melatonin, horse feathers. Put me into a dream about feelings and interpretive dance. Never again. Instead, I recommend a warm glass of bourbon, the scent of a smoked brisket, and the comforting sound of a chainsaw idling nearby. That'll knock you out and put hair on your subconscious. And now, due to some legal suggestions from the network and a threatening letter from the Surgeon General written entirely in capital letters, we're introducing a new segment, court-ordered so-called Science Time. Joining me today is Dr. Leonard Sterling, a board-certified internist and, I'm told, a firm believer in calories.
Thank you, Mr. Brannigan. I just wanted to clarify to your listeners that sleep is vital. It's essential for memory, immune health, and overall well-being.
Baloney. I once went 5 days without sleep and came out on the other side with a clear sense of purpose and 3 extra chest hairs.
I'm pretty sure that was a hallucination, Chip.
Well, then I hallucinated myself into manhood, Doc.
Okay. Also, your diet, high saturated fat, zero fiber, and copious amounts of alcohol is categorically dangerous.
Dangerous. So is skydiving. So is love. So is cooking bacon shirtless. And I do all 3 at the same time.
That's anatomically confusing.
Well, Doc, I respect your degrees, your caution, and your soft hands, but on this show we don't believe in moderation. We believe in steak, sweat, and spiritual grit.
Oh, boy. I'm going to go lay down.
Well, there he goes again, lying down, a classic sleep pusher. Well, let's move right along into this week's exercise, the Midnight Log Carry. What you'll need, 1 extremely heavy log, 1 flashlight, optional, and 1 complete disregard for HOA noise ordinances. At the stroke of midnight, step outside in your boxers, pick up that log, and walk until you either see a raccoon or you question your life choices. That's endurance, that's cardio, that's what I call a power nap on foot. Well, that's all for tonight, my meat-munching marvels. Remember, rest is for the weary, naps are for dogs, and 8 hours is enough time to smoke a brisket, fix a carburetor, and question your own masculinity. Join me next week when we'll tackle the controversial topic, titration. Is water just weak whiskey? Until then, stay upright, stay alert, and if you must sleep, do it in boots with a hammer in one hand and a purpose in the other.
Tonight's episode of The Drinking Man's Diet was brought to you by Thunder Blanket and Doc's old-timey tincture and gun oil. Up next, Cigars and Scriptures, the men's devotional power hour, followed by Jazz for Mechanics. Good night, gentlemen, and remember, if you're tired, you're just not angry enough.